Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to The Q, No Cell Entertainment's movie review podcast. And I guess I should start it a little different this week. Minasan konnichiwa!
What?
Yeah, what?
Hey, it's the most Japanese you're going to hear because none of the movie happens in Japanese!
There are subtitles, right?
No, it's all in English!
What movie did I watch?
Hopefully it was 47 Ronin. That's right, we actually did it! It only took us 3 tries, but damn it, we finally got to number 39, our Keanu film. And we finally, we went and we fulfilled Joe's mom's fantasy. We did 47 Ronin because she's like, Joey, you gotta do 47 Ronin. I'll even buy you some Joey's Pizza. You know,
I don't even know what that is, okay? So,
we gotta go there sometimes. A place in downtown Springfield called Joey's Pizza.
Your burn is irrelevant now. Thank you. Jeffrey Pooh.
No problem, Joey.
Oh, Jeffrey Pooh.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not how you say it.
Little Jeffy.
Yeah.
How cute. You guys have pet names for each
You can
other.
shut your mouth then.
I'm about to say, most people just call me the voice of a generation, the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. With me, as always, dashing Joseph Wessel.
Sorry, Jeff, if I'm a little tired. I was rollerblading down the in the forest today, and I was attacked by some mythical beasts. So I had to run
I don't
from
know which is harder to believe. The mythical beast or rollerblading through a forest, because that seems like it would go poorly.
I made it work. Okay?
That's good.
Yeah.
Probably,
I was listening to the Village People, and I made it work.
that's usually a good way to have that happen.
Yeah.
And, of course, always with us, Producer Zed.
Hello.
So, who's ready to talk about 47 Ronin?
Let's do it.
Because, okay, we false started the first time. Somebody gave me incorrect information last time. This time we actually got around to watching it. Wonderful film from 2013, so yeah, it's kind of new.
Ish.
I mean, was this the year before John Wick?
Right after... No, before.
Yeah, this was just before John Wick.
Yeah.
So we're in the Keanu Renaissance. And this movie stars Keanu, and that's probably the only person you're going to know by name.
Yeah.
One of the nice things about this movie is, as it's a movie that takes place in Japan, they got primarily Japanese actors. And then didn't have them speak a lick of Japanese during the entire film.
Watching this movie, I knew of one actor. I don't know his name. He is the, king's right-hand man that gets banished.
Hiroyuki Sanada, Oishi.
Sure, Oyster.
The head samurai that, yeah.
Yeah, Oyster.
Oishi.
Oichi.
It's not that hard.
Marisha?
Oishi.
Oishi.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Just continuously slapping throughout the podcast. But anyways.
I knew him from The Wolverine.
Yes, he was in that.
And that was the only movie I know him from.
You probably also know Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa, who played the Shogun in this movie.
I don't know what a Shogun is.
The big honcho, the Emperor.
Oh, okay.
The Shogun.
That's all you had to say.
He was Sang Soon in the
Mortal Kombat, and
movies.
he was also in Balls of Fury.
And also an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Tie it back to last week. And to tie it all the way back, he was an extra in Big Trouble in Little China.
Everyone was in Big Trouble, Little China.
And everybody was in Walker, Texas Ranger.
The movie directed by, who we got here? Carl Wrench.
It's his only movie he's ever done. All the other 5 movies that he's done are just shorts.
Okay.
So
getting his big debut chance here in a big budget action film, which plot goeth thusly. A band of samurai set out to avenge the death and dishonor of their master at the hands of a ruthless shogun. Okay, that's not even close.
No.
A, by the time they go out for their revenge, they're not samurai, they're Ronin. B, it wasn't the shogun who was the problem here, it was Lord Kira, who was not the shogun. Shogun Takagawa was the shogun. So that's kind of not even close to true on what this is.
Jeff, you're saying names of people that I don't know who you're talking about?
There were characters in the movie!
I still feel like I didn't watch the same movie.
No, I agree with Joe here. You keep referring to them as things that I did not know.
Basically, how about this? They didn't say any of their names.
Yes!
But Kai. That's all I know.
No.
And that's Keanu Reeves.
They literally
and
made
it's a shocker
everybody's
because
film.
Keanu starts with a K, and they gave Kai with a K. Yeah.
They said Oishi, and then they said
Oishi.
Mika.
Lord Asano.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Lord Kira.
Nope.
The Shogun.
I had no idea what Lord Kira's name was until right now.
They literally flashed it on the screen.
I didn't know what it was, Jeff.
It was his name.
I thought it was the place he was at.
No, that was the underneath part that said he was in Nagata.
See, there were subtitles.
No, there was just a placement marker.
Oh. Same thing.
Oh, this is going to be a long podcast for me. So, before we get into the...
You just inferred who they were, their titles were, based on where they were in this movie.
This movie
No,
didn't
they
do
literally
that.
said their names.
They did not say Shogun.
Yes, they say Shogun a lot. Because the Shogun is visiting Akko.
No.
Because he's kind of the guy who runs everything.
No, false.
Because this is feudal Japan. There's a bunch of different territories. They all serve the Shogun. And the Shogun is coming to visit Akko. It's a great thing for everybody. We'll get to more of that in the actual film. By the way, this is actually based on historical events.
So Keanu Reeves is a Ronin.
No, his character actually wasn't part of the actual 47 Ronin who died
Then this
in
movie's
the
not
revolt
even
of
real.
Akko.
This ain't based on facts.
It's inspired.
If Keanu Reeves didn't do anything.
History.
It's all history.
Alternative facts?
Kind of.
Christ, this is bullcrap.
So basically, the whole thing was there was the Akko Jiken, or Akko Vendetta, was
V for Vendetta?
kinda.
Okay.
Basically,
hang
similar
on.
plot, but not everything happens the same.
Is this like 300, but the Japanese version?
If you mean the same thing by being completely and utterly different, then yes.
I was really disappointed there wasn't like 47 beefcakes. You know, shirtless and, you know, pa-pow, pa-pow.
Joe, I am understandable that you were probably very disappointed in that.
He wanted to see all the sheen.
I want to see the sheen.
Either that or Soapy Dicks again, one of the two, I'm not sure.
I have Vietnam flashbacks to the Soapy Dicks. They're everywhere, Jeff.
They are. You've rewatched that scene so many times, I'm sure it's ingrained in your head, shot by shot.
Can't stop the music.
But anyways, there's...
Stop the music.
Let's go ahead and get into the movie before I just start rage all of this.
Nobody can stop the music.
Why are we going to get some music? We're about to talk about 47 Ronin. Finally! It's taken us months to get to this.
Thank you for listening to the queue. We're done for the night. Good night.
I will punch you in the uvula.
I don't even know what that means.
I know you don't.
Quit
It's
using...
the dangly thing in the back of your throat.
Oh, that's your tonsil?
No, that's... Your tonsils are to the side.
Anywho,
Can't stop the music.
we're going over this entire movie. I understand it's only 4 years old. So, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's actually kind of fun. And then we will come back and listen to us talk about this. But no, as Zed tries to distract us, we'll actually get into this movie.
We have breaking news. Dora the Explorer has been deported.
God damn it.
Coming up, find out more on Sunday.
It's fun to piss off Jack.
Want to talk about the movie? We got 13 pages of notes.
All right,
All
Jeff.
Wait, what movie were we doing? You can't stop the music.
Nobody can stop the music.
I feel like stopping this podcast.
Liberation.
Well,
let's
we
get
know
this movie.
we know what Joe's favorite song was.
Dude, Milkshake was awesome.
Do the shake.
Do the shake.
All right,
do the
there it
milkshake.
is.
The milkshake. Do
There
the shake.
it is.
I'm sorry, I'm good. I gotta say. Anyways, 47 Ronin. Here we go.
Here we
go. We start with the Universal logo. And it's, the globe, and it kind of goes through. Wait. Okay, they're zooming in on the globe. There's a lot of lights. Like it's 2016. And then we go through the fog and the 47 Ronin title. And all of a sudden we're at the Google Maps version of feudal Japan. Sure.
I didn't see the red dot that is, says you are here.
It's actually the Google Earth version, so they didn't have the little dot. So sorry. Google Earth, not Google Maps.
Okay.
And then we get to our explanation of exactly how feudal Japan works from Epic Voiceover Guy. So we learn that, basically everything I said earlier about there's a shogun. He rules over all the different prefectures.
Does he test your might?
Yes.
Okay.
For every house that owns part of it, they have loyal samurai. If a samurai loses its master or is shunned from its master, he becomes Ronin. There is no greater dishonor than to be a Ronin, even though it gets massively glorified in every bit of literature and television and movies past the Edo period. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Can we just pause for a moment?
Yes, okay.
Because
History teacher Jeff is here.
Are we going to talk about soapy dicks?
no.
Oh, okay.
But for example,
On the major restaurant.
well, okay, maybe I'll wait to ask this question because I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But it doesn't seem like you would always lose honor being a Ronin because sometimes you don't have a choice.
This is the thing. When it came to, honor bound in the Bushido Code of the Samurai is very important in Japanese culture, especially during the time of the shogunate. Now, after the Meiji Restoration and when we get into the more modern day Japan, this actually is a very big story and becomes very popular because it went against that and showed pride in both the person and the country. So there's some things there, but it's still, honor is amazingly important in Japanese culture and could not be any more important than during this time frame in Japanese culture. But anyways, we find a bald kid running through the forest. And, he's seen better days.
Yeah.
His head
Looks like
all
he saw a
scratched
ghost.
up. And he kind of trips and falls in a little brook. And he's found by a young samurai. And the samurai, seeing the markings on the kid's head, is like, I should murder you and drown you in this river.
And he tries to.
He does. The bald kid turns and takes one of the swords.
They're close to the face-off time of killing a child in a movie. And
Almost.
Face-off killed the child in the first 3 minutes. This is about 5 minutes.
We almost have 2 kids dead in the first 5.
Yeah,
but,
that would have been a new record, but face-off, just they're winning.
But instead, the young samurai is told to stop by his master. And they take in the bald kid. And he's taken in by this Lord Asano, who rules the land of Akko. And he has a daughter, young daughter named Mika, who looks after the bald kid.
She looks over him he's in pain, and then all of a sudden she touches him, and he goes, I'm good.
The power of love.
Does she have power?
We'll go with that.
The power of love.
By Huey Lewis?
Yes. Don't need money. Don't need fame. Don't need a credit card to ride this train.
But no, he's in pain, and all she does is touch his nose, and he's like, oh, I'm better now.
Hey, sometimes it just takes a woman's touch.
How's that going, Jeff?
I'll let you know.
Alright.
Anyways, they grow up. He grows a ton of hair.
Yeah.
Really quickly.
Literally, we have like a flash forward of maybe, it looks like 2 weeks.
Oh, I would say it's a couple years.
Oh, no, I know.
He's an old
but
kid.
they don't age a bit.
Oh, he does, for sure.
The way he ages, that he has a full lock of hair that goes down to his lower
And it looks
back.
like he's probably a good, 6 to 8 inches taller.
I don't think so. He's squatting.
You can tell.
You couldn't tell.
And we find out that he now has a name. Kai. Now, Kai is very good at tracking. He actually is showing Mika how he tracked a deer. And then he grows up and he turns into Keanu Reeves.
Hell yeah.
Beard and all.
Hell yeah, man.
Epic man bun.
He is helping Lord Asano's men track a great beast. And he's like, oh, we should set a trap for it down here.
It's the same one I was running from, Jeff.
That's a hell of a beast to be running from.
Yeah.
Because when they run into it, because they decide not to take his advice, go up and hunt in its own place up on the ridge, it basically kicks everybody's ass.
Of course.
This thing's 30, 40 feet tall.
Yep.
Horns.
Like a rhino horns.
And deer horns.
Yeah.
And 6 eyes.
And like a whip.
For a tail.
Yeah.
This thing is
he whips his hair back and forth.
It even throws Lord Asano from his horse. But we notice something is looking at them while this is all happening, and it is a white fox. A white fox with 2 different colored eyes.
Jeff, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What does the fox say? I got it. No.
Yeah, no. So anyways, the army is just thrashed by this beast, but one samurai persists. And he chases down the beast. He's thrown from his horse and is about to get trampled when Kai runs, grabs the sword that the samurai had dropped, and fells the beast.
Like a badass.
Oh, just dives right underneath it, jabs the katana up, and slices all the way down the gut of the thing.
Hell yeah.
That is amazing. Nobody else is around to see it, though. And he hands the sword back over to the samurai who had fallen. And the samurai says that he would have had more honor dying at the hands of the beast than being saved by a half-breed.
So basically, Keanu Reeves in this movie is a whipping boy.
Yes.
He's a slave, not a slave, but he's all right, go. They tell him to go do something, and he has to do it.
Basically, he's a commoner in a House of Lords.
Yeah.
So there's very much a caste system in place in feudal Japan, and he is just a commoner. He's even less than a commoner, to be perfectly honest, because he is believed to be raised by demons. So he is basically a tool for them, not even a person.
Yeah. Hey, go do this. Hey, go do that. He has to do it.
Lord Asano and his men arrive and praise the samurai for felling the beast. They cut off one of the horns and take it as a trophy to give to the shogunate. And they leave, but Oishi looks and sees the blood on the hands of Kai. And kind of puts 2 and 2 together, realizes, oh yeah, it was Kai who did all the damage here. But he doesn't say anything, of course, because, well, Kai's not actually a human to them. So, as they're leaving, Kai looks over and he sees the white fox. Now, foxes are generally looked upon in Japanese folklore as tricksters. Most of them be able to take human form from the nine-tailed fox to a human form, and that's called a kitsune. So that's why I will be referring to this as a kitsune for the rest of the show.
How about just a cat? Cat fox.
Because it's not a cat, it's a kitsune.
I know, you're saying cat.
I didn't say a cat at all. It's a fox.
It is a fox.
A fox and a cat are not anywhere near the same thing.
Cat fox.
I hate you. Anyways, we now go to Nagato. And this is where we meet Lord Kira.
Alright, great thing.
Yes.
So this is the place that they come back to, right?
No, this is the snowy place on the mountain.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is where the bad guy lives.
Boo.
Lord Kira's the bad guy.
I don't like him.
And we meet up, and he meets up with the Kitsune, who has now taken the form of a woman. Mm-hmm. They call her the witch during this film. And they find out that, Lord Asano did live through that whole attack, so that was a thing. And now we go back to Akka. Now this is where we go back to where Lord... yes, go ahead.
So they come back to the home location.
Mm-hmm.
As we are rewatching it right now, the place looks super familiar. I might be wrong here, but doesn't it look like the final fight scene to Man of Tai Chi? Like the location of the...
No.
No, it does.
Not really.
Yeah, it does.
At least doesn't to be.
You just probably didn't remember it. But you gotta take a look back. You can see, because it has the giant wall entrance, and then has the building to the side and the building back.
It was a fairly popular architectural choice in Southeast Asia. I can see a little bit of that, I guess. Anyway, the party returns, and Mika greets them. And they make... Mika and Lord Asano talk about their plans for the arrival of the Shogun. And now we kind of see the dichotomy between the palace, where the Lord lives, Oishi's home, where, he's a samurai, he lives in pretty good standings. And then there's Kai, who lives in a hovel.
Yeah, in a shed out in the forest.
Made of, sticks and branches. Mika goes to see Kai in his shack and tends to his wounds. And they don't even make any bones about it. These two love each other. There's no question about it.
Yeah, it's very obvious. The tension can be cut with a knife.
And she even points out that, obviously, they're in love. But, as she is the daughter of a great lord, and he is literally not even seen as a person in the eyes of the hierarchy, that's probably not going to work out too well.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is hesitant to be part of this movie. So what it is, they made the love interest happen to make him have a real reason to be part of this movie because of the character that he was.
Gotcha. Well, you have to think, the character isn't actually a part of the original story. They're kind of having to shoehorn it in to make a good movie, and it works. Mm-hmm. But that's understandable. You've got to definitely twist some things to make the character happen.
Right. If the character would have just been there, he wouldn't have really had a reason to fight. I mean, he would, because he'd be in debt to the guy in wherever we are.
In Akko.
Candyland.
Akko?
Akko.
Candyland.
He definitely does owe a debt of gratitude to Lord Asano for allowing him to stay in his village. And then a few days later, I would assume, it probably takes a while to get these things together, Shogun Takagawa arrives. And in very grand fashion, big parade of, fans and lights. And we don't really have electricity back then, so. But a great fanfare. And he's there, and there's meetings between Lord Asano and his court and the Shogun and all his people. And Kai's got to kind of sneak around to get a look because he's not really welcome there. But he notices one of the women that's in the court, one of the concubines of the Shogun. And he notices the eyes are the exact same as the fox. Oh shit, it's a kitsune, this is bad, I should tell somebody because they're evil witches. And he goes and he runs to tell Oishi. But Oishi's like, okay, so the only people who can look past a witch's magic is a demon. Are you a demon? No. Then you just saw a hot woman and got freaked, so don't worry about it.
Oh, Oishi.
So.
I don't like him.
I like him, but he's misguided.
Very much, especially in the early parts of this, Oishi is very much a strict, straight, run-of-the-mill samurai.
Yep.
But his eyes will be opened shortly. Because the next day, Lord Kira arrives. And mistakes Mika for a concubine, which is a great way to get over with your host.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why he would have thought that.
I don't know. Maybe because the wife wasn't around, so there was no connection. I don't know. But
why would you ever assume that? Like, in a place
yeah,
that is so prideful in their honor system.
there were still a lot of whores.
Yeah.
Concubines were still a thing.
Well,
To a great extent.
it's lovely when men can rule the country and decide what's okay and what's not and blah, 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 blah.
Trump America? But anyways,
Piss off.
so we're going to have a festival. And in this festival, we're going to have a bout, a fight between one of the great warriors of Lord Kira and of Lord Asano.
The mountain?
And the
Yeah, it's the
Viper.
mountain. It's the Japanese. I have literally wrote down, it's the Japanese mountain.
Yep, I did too.
Dude, or as he's called in the IMDb credits, the Lovecraftian samurai.
Or just the giant fuck.
He's the giant mountain.
Yeah.
He's the Japanese mountain.
That we never see the
Yeah.
face of.
Could have been the mountain. Could have been him.
It could have been, because dude is just, I mean, he's ironclad. And we're not talking like original mountain who took on the Viper. We're talking about zombie freaking mountain.
Yeah.
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah, with the mask on, metal mask, you never see his face.
Yeah. The problem...
Unless he played the Yeti.
It could have been super, it could have been Giant Ninja. Super Ninja.
Jeff, what was that guy's name?
Which one?
What'd they call him?
Which one?
Oh, the mountain freak.
Oh, the Lovecraftian samurai.
Oh, I found him. He was not the mountain.
Aw.
He did play one of the giants in Game of Thrones.
Nice. Lord Asano's fighter, he's got a problem. He's kind of poisoned. It seems that the Kitsune's witchcraft got to him.
Yep, his
And-
eyes are all white, and he's reaching out like he's dying.
So, oh crap, we need to get somebody else in the way, but the Shogun's getting a little pissed off. He's having to wait more than 5 seconds. What are we gonna do?
You know how tall that guy is?
I'm gonna say probably 7 foot.
7 feet, 7.5 inches.
Damn! He is a giant.
Yeah.
So the problem is the only two people that are in the room at the time are Oishi's son, who's not really ready to fight at this level yet, but he's
big.
good, but he's not that good,
Yeah.
and Kai, who's not a samurai, and if you need to be a samurai to be in this fight. Fuck it. Kai throws on the armor and he goes out there. Well, at least he has a mask on, so nobody will see who it is.
Well, except you can kind of tell because you can see his eyes.
It's
Because
a long ways
it's all
away.
in the eyes.
So he goes out there. We have the battle between Japanese Mountain and Kai. And while Kai is infinitely better at swordsmanship and much faster, there's the problem of the other guy is way stronger. To the point where, because of his armor, Kai's blade shatters against the forearm of the armor. And he knocks Kai's helmet off. Okay. That's okay. He hasn't lost the fight. Oh, wait. Everybody can see who it is. And seeing how he's white, probably can tell he's not a samurai. The Shogun comes down and is like, the fuck?
I love the Shogun sandals. They made him a foot taller.
A little bit. I'll say classic style. And the Shogun's like, okay, you know what? You're not a samurai. You have dishonored everybody. Mountain, take his head. And the Mountain gets up. He's about to chop off Kai's head when Mika runs down and basically jumps in front of the blade. The Mountain stops before hitting her. This has shown great dishonor to the house of Asano. Lord Asano takes all of the blame onto himself. He takes his daughter away. The Shogun orders Oishi and his men to strip Kai of his armor and beat him to death, or near death.
Yeah.
And they do. They're taking those wooden swords and they are beating the shit out of them.
Well, I mean, lucky for the Shogun, he enlisted all of the people that hate him
Yeah.
to beat him up.
Yes.
Except for the one guy that kind of apologizes ahead of time.
Basho. The big guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Because, he takes the last shot to take Kai out of his misery, but apologize beforehand. So that night, Lord Kira and the Kitsune make their final pact together and birth a spider out of his blood.
Out of his blood, but then he's also thinking of what he wants, which creates this in his blood for her to drink or to blow on.
Yeah, she blows on in the blood that's in her hands. It creates a spider. And then using her magic ghost smoky powers, she just floats into Lord Asano's room.
I would say ribbon powers.
Hey, that's a good way to put it.
Because she always looks like a ribbon.
Anyways, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
She lays the spider on Asano's face, and it spills poison across his lips, and then evaporates. The poison sends Asano into a hallucinogenic state, and he, in his
Or she starts
mental
it with,
case,
she starts it before leaving. She goes, "Father," and then he goes in a mental state.
in his hallucination, he believes that Mika is being raped by Lord Kira. And with his sword, he strikes the back of Kira. A shallow strike for sure, but still slices across his back. He comes to as everybody rushes into the room, including Mika, to find that it was just Lord Kira by himself in bed.
So you're saying, Jeff, it was all a dream.
It was also a trap.
It's a trap.
A huge trap.
So, well, this doesn't look good. And the Shogun's like, okay, you attacked an unarmed guest in your house. And it's another lord. Well, you deserve to die.
Dumb.
But you have shown great honor and support for this country and for your land over the years. So I shall allow you to regain honor through seppuku.
Dumb.
Which is ritualistic suicide in Japanese culture. So, Lord Asano's like, thank you very much. This is the best honor I could even hope for. Because this way, no retribution will go against his house or his people.
Well, but there kind of is retribution, so...
Yeah. And he asks Oishi to be his second, which is a very large honor in Japanese culture. To be the second at a seppuku is a great honor. So we cut to the scene in which Lord Asano commits seppuku. And this is a really well shot scene. I really like how they staged this.
Yeah, it's picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
They did really capture the honor that it was.
And everything was there, exactly how the blade was prepared, the setting, the second's blade, his last will and testament being laid down. And while this is a really well done scene, and they capture the honor and the prestigious seppuku as it was in the feudal era, it's also really clean. The man just took a blade across his gut and then had his head chopped off.
Well, this movie's PG-13, Jeff.
I would have expected at least a little bit of blood.
Like a blood splatter against the wall.
Against the white actually is exactly how I would have shot that. It might be a little passe, but...
I thought they were going to do that because...
There was one little...
No, that was the decoration on the white the wall.
Because it
Did they do that?
splatters.
No, they didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Yes.
I did not see that.
But anyways, all in all, it's a well done scene. But afterwards, Oishi's like, so this is all obviously a trap. This is all fucked up. We need to take revenge. But if we try to do that now, we're all going to die. So we need to bide our time.
Well, and I don't know that you said this, but when they found the Lord...
I did not say that, no.
Oishi saw that his eyes were glazed over. So Oishi knows that he was bewitched.
And he even sees, after Mika shows up in that room afterwards, his eyes become unglazed. So he can tell that he was either poisoned or there's magic involved. So we cut to Mika and her handmaidens, and they hand Mika a vial of poison. She understands why, but says it's not time for that. There is still hope. The next day, outside the gates of Akko, the army confronts the shogun and Lord Kira, and they lay down their arms. They will not fight, which is the right call. And then Mika says that she asks to be allowed to look over her father's lands until she marries. The shogun's like, I have thought of all of this, and here is my ruling. Yes, you will marry Lord Kira.
What the hell?
And he now has Akko and Nagato. And, oh, by the way, all of you samurai are now Ronin and are forbidden forever going after revenge for whatever has happened. So even I think the shogun has an idea of that something bad happened here. But because of the rules and laws, there's nothing he can do.
So the Lord of Akka performed, I'm going to butcher this,
Suicide.
seppuku,
Actually did very well.
Suicide.
so that his family would not have any retribution. Yet the shogun makes Mika marry the person that killed her father, or at least initiated the death.
In order to make it so that there would be no strife through the bloodline.
You have to remember that,
That makes no.
Oh no, it doesn't make any
You have
sense.
to remember, women can't do anything at this time.
Oh yeah,
I know.
A
Women
man
were
have to
not
be
a
in
good place there.
charge. So at this point, it's a woman in charge of this place. Nah, we'll just marry her off so we can have a male in charge.
Also, what he was more referring to is the fact if they don't go ahead and just slaughter all of them right there and then and have Nagato's army invade.
That too.
So, after the shogun leaves, Kai makes his first act. He banishes all of the Ronin from the lands of Akko, including Kira.
You mean the opposite?
He banishes the Ronin from the land of Akko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
You said
You said Kai makes his...
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Kira. They're really close. I figured I was going to screw that up once.
Oh, sweet. So Keanu's in charge now.
No, Keanu is also banished.
No, what the hell?
And, we were going to get rid of everybody, but we're going to keep Oishi in a hole. Because Kino doesn't trust him and knows that he was going to cause ruckus. So he throws him in a hole for a year, because...
a whole fucking year.
Yes. The reason why the year is important, I forgot to mention this, is before Lord Kira and Lady Mika marry, she's allowed a 1-year grace period to mourn. That was nice.
That is nice.
So we cut to a year later. And Oishi is dragged out of his hole, nice beard and all, and left in the streets.
So for me to get a beard, someone has to throw me into a hole
We can
for like a year?
That can be arranged.
Let's do it.
And I just want to say, Oishi looks damn good when he comes out of the hole. He's apparently been well fed and slightly bathed.
Ish.
I mean, less bathed, more allowed water to run through the grate that was on top of the hole. At this point, his family finds him in the street and take him back in. From his family, he learns that his men are gone. Mika's year of mourning is nearly up. And Kai was sold into slavery to the Dutch. So, because Japan was extremely isolationist, no foreigners were actually allowed into the country. But any traders, mainly the Dutch actually, were one of the first traders with Japan, could set up a colony basically on an island off the shore. This was their one real point of trade. So, Oishi goes to the Dutch island and finds Kai. and he's in Fight Club against a fucking ogre. Okay. Didn't expect that. And, well, the good thing is, Kai wins by decapitating the fucking ogre.
And then, like, a little boy picks it up. It's like, yeah, I have the head of an ogre. Like, oh, God.
So,
No blood.
Oishi gets in.
If it was rated R, it'd be raining blood on that kid's face.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was assuming quite a few of these scenes would be much more blood.
Well, and we see a huge shift in Kai's character. From the first quarter of the movie, we get this guy that's kind of out of place, very quiet, keeps to himself, looks down half the time, not direct.
Understands his place inside the hierarchy of the system, but is very thankful for the position that he has, because at least he's not being, like, tortured by demons.
Yes. And so we already, I mean, I realize it's a fight scene, so obviously he's going to be behaving a little bit differently, but his character is already so uniquely different from what we had already seen.
Well, he's lost himself at this point. He's gone from his house, he's lost his love, all he has left is the fighting, and he's very good at it.
Right, but we didn't even get to see that he was a good fighter.
Until, well, we got to see him
Until
kill that
now.
one beast. That's about it.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah,
we're
but
going to see
killing that beast is just him stabbing it and then getting dragged along while the beast itself is
doing
all the work of having the blade go through him.
So at this point, Oishi tries to talk to Kai. Kai attacks him, and we have this awesome sword fight between Kai and Oishi. And Kai's kind of got the upper hand here because Oishi's trying to talk him out of it. And they fight until Oishi brings up Mika and that she can still be saved. Kai kind of snaps to. They kill a couple of guards, and then they run out of the harbor.
I kind of like how he snaps out of it and then notice, because they're fighting, you know, in the fight club, and everyone's around, everybody else is around, like, yeah. And he, you know, Oishi or Aisha is trying to talk to Kai. And
The really crazy part is that you actually got it right the first time.
Oishi?
That's why
Oishi.
he made a joke the second time.
Moesha and Kai were fighting, and then he goes like, Mika, you know, she can be saved. And he snaps back into it. And I think it was cool how they make Ishii know that he's okay, I'm down. Is that Keanu like turns the wrist,
Yes.
and then he's like, Ishii's like, okay.
And then they continue to kind of play fight into the crowd, and they stab a couple guys.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to like, oh, okay, instead of going like a head nod or
Yeah.
you got it, Joe type thing, it's like
The
flick
turn
the
of the
wrist
blade.
and it's like, oh, okay, that's your symbol to go, alright, let's do this.
The other thing about this scene, before we move on, is... Okay, I remember all the promotional stuff for this movie. And one of the characters that was in all the promotional stuff was one of the sailors who had all the tattoos of the skeleton across his face and his
Thank you for
head.
bringing him up.
All the tattoos all over. He's in the movie for 13 seconds.
I feel like he was on a movie poster.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
I think he's on the DVD box art.
He is. I think he is. And it's like, he's only there for 10 seconds, and he's like, hey, what are you... His one line is, hey, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for Kai.
Okay. Like, that's it.
I assume he's in like some deleted scenes or something like that. I don't know. I didn't see the deleted scenes or extended cut because it wasn't on this one.
Yeah.
So, as they ride away, Oishi and Kai have this heart-to-heart.
He is on the movie poster.
Yeah.
So dumb. He has like one line.
Yeah. Oishi admits to Kai that he was wrong, and he's mad enough to admit to his mistakes. And that he does need Kai for their plans to work out. And Kai agrees to join him on his quest because he wants to save Mika. Now, back in Nagato, Kira is training his sword skills against a couple of guys, and he goes a bit hard, killing the two guys. We're probably going like 10% against their lord. So probably unneeded, slightly. When a messenger comes and tells him that both Kai and
I don't
Oishi...
think they're dead.
They might be. He stomps on their necks pretty damn hard.
The one guy was still breathing.
Was he?
Yeah.
That or he was a shitty actor.
No, that could be it.
So he finds out that Kai and Oishi... I thought he was going to kill the messenger.
Me too.
But no.
They're building up that this guy is really evil.
Really evil. So we go to the forest now, and Oishi and Kai join up with a large group of the Ronin, including Basho, who's in the river. He's like, dude, look at it! It's Oishi!
His little
Look at him
boobies
over
moving around.
there!
Alright, so
I hope there's not anybody around from any evil organization who wants to know that this guy is around.
I was really nervous because they zoom in on him as he walks out of the river. And I'm like, please have underpants, have a towel on. Like,
Oh yeah, he's got the full bottom wrap going
yeah,
on.
he has like a diaper on.
Yeah.
I was like, thank
He's
God.
got a loincloth. He's good. He rallies his men, Oishi does, and says they're going to go for revenge. But here's the long and short of it. No matter what happens, we die. If we fail, we're just killed trying.
So this is 300.
If we succeed, we're hung as criminals.
Oh.
This is like 300, if it was good. I don't like 300.
You're dumb.
So they have a plan. And what they're going to do is they're going to ambush Lord Kira. Because Lord Kira will visit his ancestor's shrine before the wedding. For the blessing. So they're going to send one of their guys. We're going to send the young guy over here. And they're going to send young Ronin over to the town where Kira's ancestors are from, to see if anybody's going to spiel about when he's going to show up. Then we're going to send 4 of these guys to go find as many Ronin as possible who haven't already joined the cause. And the rest of us, we need to go find weapons. So we're going to go to Uetsu, where the greatest swords in the land are made. So Kai, Oishi, Oishi's son, they all go... Chikara is his son. They all go to Uetsu to find the swords, but all they find are Kira's men and a burnt village.
There's a trap.
And they pass themselves off as farmers, and they say, "This is now this land now is owned by Lord Kira." And wait, you don't have calluses on your hands. You're no farmers. Which Kai takes as the opportune time to murder everybody. Just straight wrecks every single one of Kira's men.
A certified G right there.
Including taking out the last one with a nice bow shot. So, yeah, he just took out like 12 guys on his own.
We're learning something new about Kai in every scene.
And everybody else, all the rest of the runners are like,
What?
Damn.
so, we're using him, right? And Kai's like, hey, you guys gonna get some of these weapons? We found some blades. So, I'm trying to figure out where my notes are at this point.
Where are we at, Jeff? I'm in a loop.
Oh, that's where we're at.
Okay.
Kai says they can't find the weapons they need in any other town. But there is one place they can go. And that is the Tengu Forest.
What's the Tengu Forest?
Well, the Tengu Forest happens to be where Kai came from at the beginning of the film. He was actually an unwanted child who was left in the forest to die and was taken in by the Tengu, who trained him to be a fucking badass.
Hey.
Tengus are like half bird, half people.
I thought they were demons.
Yes. Half bird, half human demons. Kinda.
Okay. I get the whole bird thing now, but that was not something I got from how they looked.
No, they went almost kind of lizardy with it, but the
I
only
wouldn't
reason...
even say lizardy.
I don't know. It
It
was a weird look.
yeah.
The only reason I knew what that Tengus were bird people is because of the amount of other fictions I've read, both from Japan and usage in other things, such as I had a DM use them in Dungeons and Dragons once. So I'm familiar with the Tengus. Yes, I am a nerd, and I am proud of it. Damn it,
Nerd.
So, anyways, the young Ronin they sent to the town to try to get information at the brothel. He meets a nice geisha, and they're hitting it off a little bit. And shit, it's the witch.
God damn it!
What the hell?
This is gonna go well.
How does she know?
Because
Plot
she's a kitsune.
convenience? No.
It is plot convenience, to be perfectly honest. So
This is like no way she could I'm gonna hang out at this brothel because I feel like those Ronins are gonna be coming after us again. It's just plot convenience. That's all it is.
Joe, magic.
Yeah, it is.
She's magical.
Magic.
Wrong. I don't think so.
I don't
Anyways.
know if the mic picked that up, but just so you guys know, it's magic.
It's wonderful, carrying magic in the air. Anyways, we go to the Tengu Forest, which is a bamboo forest haunted by the souls of dead people and unwanted kids. Yeah, that's not gonna fuck with you at all.
Sounds like my Tuesday nights.
There you go. So, as they make it through the forest, they come to a fallen Buddha's head, which has a cave. And this is where you go to get the swords. Okay, so let's go. Oh, no, everybody stay here. Only Kai and Oishi get to enter. And they go in, and before they get to the main chamber, Kai says, no matter what, do not draw your sword. For the love of God, do not draw your sword. He leaves Oishi in one room, and he enters the second room alone. Kai does. And in the room is a singular sword in the ground. Light on the one sword. And he enters, and then we meet one of the Tengu priests.
A Birdman.
Yes, he is Birdman.
Birdman?
So we find out more about Kai's past, the fact that his father was an English sailor, his mother was just a peasant. And he left her pregnant, and she's like, I can't have a half-breed, and left him in the forest to die. And they took him in, taught him magical killing powers, and then he left.
Made him a total badass.
Yeah, and they're kind of pissed that he left. Back in Oishi's room with all the other Tengu priests, okay, everybody else has come into the room, the rest of the party.
What the hell?
So all the other guys have joined the room. But all the other bird people are on the ground praying.
Yes.
But their heads are shaking
violently.
Violently and all that.
Which freaks out. I'm gonna call him Douche Ronin.
Yeah.
He's the guy from the first fight scene, and he always questions all the rules.
Yeah.
He draws, and the Tengu priest just wipe everybody out. They kill them one after another. It's amazing to see. But during all of this, Oishi never draws his sword.
But he has that voiceover. You have to save your guys.
Draw your sword.
Draw your sword. You have to save them. Draw.
But he never does. In the other room, Kai and the Tengu priest swoosh into to see who gets to the sword first.
Yeah.
Using magical Tengu powers, and Kai gets there first.
Hell yeah.
And then the illusion is broken. Everything around Oishi, all the guys never showed up, actually. They're all still back out in the forest.
So it was
all the priests are still trained.
It was kind of a dream.
And now, lay in front of him, a plethora of Tengu swords. So, hey, they got swords now. And they're like, okay, so you got us magical swords. What do they do? What do they do? Well, if you're like me and you're awesome, slices of the tree branch, they cut.
Sorry to interrupt, Jeff,
yes.
But I want to make a connection.
Yes.
That I forgot to bring up.
Yes.
Because I don't have my notes. Connection to another movie that we have done.
Yes.
In the whore scene, when the guy's at the whorehouse.
Yes.
The young man is being given a tour by the insider guy.
Oh yeah, the drug official.
Yes. He is the pilot, the ship drive pilot in Godzilla in the very beginning of the movie.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Good catch, Jeff.
There's our connection.
Was he in Big Trouble in Little China?
Probably. He's Asian.
He's been in everything. I even remember him from an episode of MASH.
I think he was thinking like Boy Meets World too. Like
he's been a lot.
Seen this guy.
So they head back to the farm, and everyone meets up. The young Ronin arrives, and he says, "Okay, Lord Kira is going to leave tonight for his home village. We can strike tonight." Sweet. So they get everybody, and they're about to leave, and Chikara is like, "Dad, I'm going to go with you." And Oishi's like, "Ha ha, no. You get to stay here." So they take off, and that night they go to the ancestral burial place of Kira's ancestors, and they're stealthily moving through the giant haystacks. And, well, there's Lord Kira, right?
It's a trap!
Nope, it's the Kitsune Witch. And she turns around and lights the young Ronin on fire. And lights everything else on fire.
So you're saying she started the fire?
She did start the fire.
Okay. I know I did.
Archers from Lord Kira's army start volleying arrows in. Many of the Ronin fall. Some of them escape. Big Basho takes like 3 to the back while trying to protect one of the other Ronin.
He's a badass.
Then, so there's another Ronin named Ishii, who is a little bit older guy. He had the red helmet on.
Ishii. Then who's the...
Oishi.
What the hell?
And he has a red helmet on. And one thing he has is Oishi's sword from back when he was commander of Asano's army. And he is trapped in the fire. And in comes the mountain and wrecks his shit. And that's bad. So everybody runs away. The Kitsune Witch takes the sword of Oishi out of the flames and believes that Oishi is dead. And he takes that to Lord Kira. And he presents him the sword, says Oishi's dead, everything's cool. And then he goes to Mika and tells her that Kai and Oishi and everybody is dead. And, oh, here's a dagger. You know, in case you want to kill yourself. I'm not saying you should kill yourself. You should totally kill yourself. But don't have to if you don't want to kill yourself. You know, in case you want to kill yourself. Yeah. No, not any, you know, all the settling in the world, obviously, but
right.
Bash it over your head, might as well. The Ronin returns to the farm, and unfortunately, Basho succumbs to his injuries and dies.
No.
At least he died with a good joke about how he would always go to Keanu Reeves' little shack and throw rocks at him
and hide.
And Keanu's like, "I know it was you because your belly was sticking out behind the tree."
It was a good moment.
It was.
It was also something that I think changes the tone. At this point, Kai had still been considered an outsider, not really accepted by the other Ronin, so...
Because he wasn't samurai. He wasn't human in their eyes. But now Kai says, we can't give up. There's still a chance. Because Kira thinks that they're all dead. So this is the time when they can strike. So, as they prepare the next day, a group of traveling actors passes by.
Hey, sexy lady!
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's the Asian guy from 16 Candles.
Yep. So they stop the acting troupe.
Long dong duck.
Long duck dong.
Thank you.
Hey, sexy I was like saying that.
What's happening? Hot stuff.
What's happening? Hot stuff.
They're like,
oh, crazy American girlfriend. I just recently watched 16 Candles.
there's nothing wrong with that. It's an
Still
okay
holds
movie.
up.
Haven't seen it.
You have to.
Have not. All I know is
If not, Zed's about to fix that for you,
all I know
probably.
is she blows at the end.
What?
She does blow.
The candles.
Yeah. Duh. What are you thinking of? Christ.
Joe, we're watching this movie.
Christ.
Because you say it's your birthday. That's where I get it. Joe.
Leave me alone.
So anyways, the actor troop's like, hey, we've got papers to travel all the way to Lord Kira's place, so don't stop us. Like, yeah, we loved you when you guys acted in Akko. You're part of the Renegades now. They're like, cool, we get to be Renegades.
The jig is up, they're on the run, they're going to Akko.
I'm sure they're going to Nagato.
They're going to Nagato.
Douche Ronin comes up to Kai. He's like, dude,
I'm sorry.
I've been a douche.
Hey.
You are way better at this than me. And here's a sword. He hands him Basho's sword. Because a true samurai always wears two swords. And that's the ultimate where he gets accepted into the group. So Oshi draws up the Declaration of Independence. And
Today is our Independence Day.
it's basically that speech.
Yeah.
And all 47 Ronin sign and leave their mark. By their mark, they just unclasp their swords, press their thumb against the blade, and leave a bloody thumbprint next to the name that they've signed to show their commitment to the cause. And all 47 sign, including Oshi, Chikara, and lastly, Kai. So, with this, we go to Nagato. And one half of the Ronin, including Oishi, Kai, and Chikara, enter the castle disguised as members of the acting troupe.
I was going to try and do the whole Independence Day speech for you. I didn't have time to look it up.
That's okay. We would have also accepted the speech from Pacific Rim.
They will not take our...
Did you just try to go Braveheart?
Yeah. Next movie.
So, the entire wedding party comes out, and they're getting ready for the performance. By the way, this is a hell of a wedding processional. Lord Kira, Mika, the Kitsune, and the Mountain.
The Mountain's there?
The Mountain was the best man.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Yeah. So they sit there, and they're getting ready, and they start watching the play. Now, while the play's going on, the other Ronin are infiltrating the fortress by scaling the snowy exterior wall. And
They're climbing the wall.
they didn't break the wall down.
Break the wall down!
So
Let's go, Choff. Tear down this wall.
here's the thing about the infiltration. So the Ronin infiltrate the place, the castle, by dressing in all black, moving as stealthily as possible, and using silent, deadly strikes to take out their opponents so they can't make a noise. These are no longer Ronin. These are fucking ninjas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
So basically, they take out all the guards.
Pretty amazingly.
It's amazing how well orchestrated this is. But the last guard...
Especially for not... Well, maybe they had prior knowledge of what...
The layout?
Yeah, the layout was.
They did have a map of the fortress, but it couldn't have been that good. I mean, especially for troop movement, that was amazing.
Yeah.
He gets to the last one, and the last guard, the very last second, gets an arrow off before getting shot by Chikara. The arrow striking Oishi, who's the actor on stage, just as he has grabbed his sword and is about to strike at Lord Kira. He gets winged, everything goes awry, so fuck it, massive fight. And this is our climactic fight scene.
I honestly forgot the Mountain was in this scene.
Well, so here's the thing. We're having a massive battle. And the mountain's kind of the first big hurdle here for the Ronin.
Yup.
So how do you take care of this gigantic monster of armor?
I know how.
How's that?
You drop tiny pieces of Reese's Pieces and have him follow the trail into a box that then you, once he's inside the box, yank the string and he's
Ooh,
trapped.
piece of candy.
a very, very good strategy, but I like the one they used as well.
Ah, damn.
Which is get him next to the storehouse of all of the gunpowder, throw a bomb in there, and take him out with a motherfucking giant explosion.
Fine.
That was pretty good, yes.
I like my idea.
It's kind of anticlimactic on my behalf, but still, it was a great way to put him out. So, okay. Mika then tries to take out Kira with that dagger that was left for her by the Kitsune. It doesn't work, but she's at least able to get away. She runs off. Everybody's going crazy. But eventually, Mika finds Kai. They're back together.
Love.
And everything's going to be glorious. Oh, fuck, the Kitsune's here.
Cat Fox.
So, okay, the nine-tailed fox demon woman, she's obviously going to turn into the nine-tailed fox here. It's Kitsune.
Nope.
No, she turns into a motherfucking dragon.
Motherfucking dragon.
Okay, that's a thing. Oh, yeah, in another part of the castle, Oishi finds Lord Kira. And they start fighting. This is getting fun. Back to the fight between the fucking dragon and Kai. So I guess the Tengu...
Jeff, you can call him Keanu.
So Kai's sword, Tengu sword, can cut through fire?
Yeah.
Or shield him from fire?
Because it's a special sword.
It is magical. And it cuts through the fire breath of the dragon. It looks really fucking cool.
It looks amazing.
I think that's the only cool graphics they did this entire movie. Because in this entire movie, the graphics are kind of shoddy in some points.
Well, the problem is, again, this is going back to something we talked about in a couple other movies. When they do practical effects in this movie, it is outright gorgeous.
Yeah.
The CGI has mixed results at best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an overabundance of it, especially in just looking at scenery and stuff like that. I would have much rather them use just practical effects from the beautiful area that is around Southeast Asia. But they relied too much on CGI. But anyways, Oishi gets the better of Kira and takes out Lord Asano's dagger, puts it right into the belly of Kira, and pulls across seppuku style. Though he's not dead. He's actually kind of still alive. So, that's not good. Then Kai, back in his fight with the dragon, uses his magical Tengu powers to stab the dragon in the face. Killing the Kitsune woman dragon.
In the face.
So she dead.
Oh, she gone.
She dead.
She gone.
Oishi wanted to make sure Kira's dead. Just, chops off his head. Just chops off his head.
Better than what happened at the end of Sidekicks.
This is true. But also, Lord Kira, dead. He dead.
Yes.
So dead that Oishi takes the head of Lord Kira, walks outside, holds it up like the Lombardi trophy, and all of Lord Kira's forces stop, lay down their arms, and bow in defeat.
But what a way to make your villain a bitch.
He gets taken out like a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, but to be fair, he was a bitch the whole movie.
Do you know what movies we've seen him in?
Lord Kira?
Yeah.
No.
He's Shogun in the Thor movies. He's Thor's right hand man.
He is, yes! I knew he was fucking familiar. He was one of the Warriors 3.
Thor? Yeah. That's the Asian guy.
Really?
Yeah. Oh god, what was his name in the Thor film?
Shogun.
Is it Shogun?
Yeah. I looked it up.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
because it's Tadanobu Asano and Hogan. It's Hogan.
Oh, Hogan. Brother.
Yeah, he's part of the Warriors 3.
He's not dropping a lot of Hogan bombs.
No.
Hogan. Brother.
So everybody surrenders. The Ronin leave with Mika and return to Aqua. The people bow in respect as they're grateful for the returning heroes. They go and they pay respects at the shrine of Lord Asano. The Shogun returns to Akko, and Oshi says that all of this should be taken upon him, and that while he may be hung like a common criminal, he asks that his men be allowed an honorable death by seppuku. The Shogun says, you should probably die as common criminals, but he was moved by their following of the ways of Bushido, more like it was in the good times. And because of this, they are all true samurai, one and all, including Kai.
All right.
And they are all allowed to commit seppuku and be buried next to Lord Asano.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
So Kai and Oshi
Kai just became a samurai. He got respected. Now he's gonna die.
now he gets to die.
Okay.
They pay their respects to Lord Asano one more time, drinking a cup of sake at his grave. Then Kai and Mika get to spend one last night together. Aww, love. And he says,
Did they do it?
Oh yeah, they fucking actually no, they didn't beg.
No, because it's all about honor.
Yeah,
She's not married.
she's got to stay pure for her husband.
However, that doesn't mean they didn't do it.
Oh, I mean, ain't no something they can do in the butt.
Wait, quick question.
Yes.
What's the name of the something just blew my mind.
Yes.
The witch.
The Kitsune?
Yes, that's her title on IMDb. Like,
No, her title in IMDb is the Witch.
that's her name, Witch, right?
Yeah.
She's in one of our favorite movies, Jeff. And Zen. Pacific Rim.
She's Pacific Rim?
She's Mako.
No, she's not.
That is not Mako!
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Was that Mako?
Boom! Pacific Rim for Mako. She's in Pacific Rim.
Holy shit. They did a great job with the makeup in this.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Holy crap, yeah, that... So I was like, let's see if there's any...
I was wondering why I thought she was so hot.
Yeah, it's a chick from Pacific
It's a chick from
Rim.
Pacific Rim.
I mean, Jeff, she's Asian, and you like Asian women. That's all she needed.
Hey now.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I found her and Mika attractive. There's nothing wrong with that. That being said, we go to the next day.
I can't believe that's Mako.
Yeah. Totally blew me away.
Boom!
Anyways, the next day, the 47 samurai prepare to commit seppuku. And it's, again, just beautifully set up here. And right before they commit seppuku, the shogun touts up that, Chikara, step out. Your father fought bravely, and I will not have his bloodline ended. You will serve Lady Miku well and lead Akko to prosperity. So he will lead the armies of Akko. So, at this point, the remaining 46 samurai commit seppuku at the same time with no seconds. So, here's the thing about seppuku. The second's very important because, spilling your guts kind of hurts and sometimes doesn't actually kill you. The second chops off your head so that you don't go through anguish. None of the 46 had that. That's kind of fucked up.
Although they did cut away before anything.
This is true. But I'm just saying, there was no seconds set up, even.
Right.
I'll have thirds.
Anyways, the final narration goes over the legacy of the 47 Ronin in Japanese culture. And then the final text pops up and says, each year on December 14th, thousands of people from around the world visit the graves of the 47 Ronin to pay their respects. This film is inspired by their story. Obviously not actually the story, because I don't know about the Tengu and the Kitsune and the half-breed as being part of the 47 Ronin in actual history.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say, on December 14th, thousands of people commit suicide for the 47 Ronin.
Yeah, we won't go over Japanese suicide culture here and now. That's a long, sad story. This, though, was not. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this movie, personally. As for the people, did they see the movie, is the question. Well, the movie had a budget of $175 million.
Wow.
Domestically, this made $38 million.
Really?
Internationally, $113 million. For a grand total of $151 million, making this a flop.
Bum, 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 bum.
In its opening week in the box office, it had no fucking chance.
Yeah, that's why I wrote down all 9 movies.
This movie came in 9th in its opening weekend at $9 million. There are movies we have watched that would have destroyed, and not too far in the time frame here, that would have destroyed with $9 million in the box office.
Oh, yeah.
Number 8 that week in its 6th week, Catching Fire, the Hunger Games sequel. That did 10. Number 7, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty did $12 million.
Jeez.
Opening week. Number 6, in its 3rd week, Saving Mr. Banks at $13 million. Number 5, $18.3 million opening weekend for Wolf of Wall Street.
And that's the first week for Wolf of Wall Street. So
Yeah.
that was a big movie, Academy nominee movie. 5th.
Winning, actually. Did it win? Or no, it only got nominated.
Nominated.
Number 4 in its 3rd week at $18.7 million, American Hustle. In its 2nd week at number 3 at $19 million, Anchorman 2.
Oh.
Number 2 in its 6th week, doing $28 million, Frozen.
Let it go, let it go. That song's a piece of crap.
And in its 3rd week, dominating the box office with $29 million, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Oh.
Yeah.
Had no chance.
That is stacked. Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so at least maybe did better than the ratings. Well, IMDb has this at a 6.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes. Audience has this at 48% rotten. The critics have this at 14% rotten. This movie was hated on by the critics.
Damn.
So that leaves us, ladies and gentlemen, with our 5-star match ranking for 47 Ronin. And producer Zen, as always, I go to you first. What is your 5-star match ranking for 47 Ronin?
I am honestly surprised that the critics gave it 14%. I mean, this movie, although not historically accurate,
By any stretch of the imagination.
and with a lot of embellishments, it was still a decent movie. It was very entertaining. Keanu Reeves is a badass. And then the story that they tell about how these Ronin go back and fight for their honor is pretty fun to watch. I mean, I've been distracted this whole podcast because it's on in the command center and I want to watch it. It was also hard for me to take notes because instead of wanting to take notes, I wanted to watch the movie.
Yeah, I only wrote like 3 lines. And
Same here.
That was really tough for me as it was my first time watching it, and I have to take, obviously, a bit more copious notes. I kind of want to watch it again just to watch it.
Yeah. So, although it's not the best movie, I still don't think it deserves that low of a rating. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Solid ranking. Mr. Lessel?
I'm going to agree with Zen. 3.5 would be my 5-star rating. It is actually, entertaining. For the funny thing about this is, I think I've seen this maybe 3 or 4 times now, and I have honestly never seen the beginning of the movie. Like I always caught it. Like
halfway through,
or like just a bit after the beginning scene, because me and Zen were both watching it, and we both went, "Is this like an unrated cut? Is this?" And I'm like, "No, we just never seen the beginning of the movie." But no, once again, Keanu shines in this movie. This is basically the movie right before John Wick.
It's pretty close. If it's not the next one, it's the one after.
Yeah, this is like that time era that he did. He did this first. No, sorry, he did Man of Tai Chi, then this, and then John Wick. Basically, this is like that uphill stride now for him right now, because what makes him good, cool, and badass is that he doesn't talk a whole lot in those movies. Like, that's the thing about like John Wick and this. He doesn't talk a whole lot. He does more action than, "Whoa, bro, whoa,"
Right.
And that's one thing, a pet peeve for Zen about Keanu is that he's a surfer bro.
Yeah.
And
It's just the way he articulates things. It doesn't come across well in certain genres that he's tried to...
the drama movies and all that, it's kind of hard to, like, whenever we get to, like, Devil's Advocate, he has, like, a Louisiana accent that he loses on and off throughout the whole movie.
Which is why I'm really looking forward to the point in the Keanu films where you let me actually get you guys to watch What You Do About Nothing. Him doing Shakespeare is surprisingly good. But that's what we were saying back then. It was surprisingly good, but now you look at what some of the stuff he's done recently, it's like, no, he's just that good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be the first to admit, and I know I've said it before on the podcast, but I found Keanu Reeves to be so annoying. But it's really been this uphill...
kind of uptick.
Yeah, an uptick in his persona with all these movies that he's been doing. For me, at least, to actually enjoy watching them. And I think a lot of it is because he's started to pick his roles really wisely and build a character that doesn't talk quite as much, but his actions speak a lot louder than his words.
Yeah.
Definitely can see that.
So, for me, it's 3.5 as well.
I think I have to go with the same rating for myself. I was really close to wanting to go to 4 stars on this, actually.
Yeah.
But I have to go to 3.5. The reasons for that are, again, a bit of an over-reliance on the CGI. I think the practical effects work better in this film than the CGI. And as weird as it's going to sound, because this is nearly a 2-hour movie, I think this movie needs a little more time to breathe.
Really? I was like, that's one of the reasons why I have it at 3.5. I feel like it could have gone a little bit shorter.
I think you could have used more time to flush out a couple of characters.
I think what could have been better, if they did a little monologue in the beginning of the movie to kind of get the point across of what the plot might be, kind of thing. But, I like the movie, but at some points you look at it and go like, all right, how long is this movie? 2 hours?
That's the thing is, I think 2.5 would have been a good running time for this. Because I think you have the right idea in telling more at the beginning of what the actual world is, but I like the fact that they're trying to show, not tell, which is the utmost rule of movie making. Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
And if they would have given them a little more time to tell or to show the Kira, Lord Kira, I think needs a little more time to flush out. Mika, I'd like to see a little more character development there, and also with Chikara, the son of Oishi. I'd like to see those 3 characters really fleshed out just a little bit more, so you have more emotional connection there.
Yeah,
I
because
can see that.
Like Mika was just the damsel in distress. The entire movie.
And I think there's a better character there.
Was like, I want to prove get the respect for my father. Mm-hmm. But we there's like maybe 5 scenes.
And would you I think it would have been better if that would have been fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But for the bad guy, I would have to say, like, he was a douche. Like, he just had that douche look to his face, like, the entire time. So I felt like he didn't need more time. He could have had like one more scene to show how douchey he was.
A couple other things. I would have liked a couple more scenes with the mountain. And was there a point to having Skull Dude on the box art?
No.
I mean,
No.
I feel like there's a deleted scene there I have to see, but...
Maybe, or they were just trying to appeal to the United States.
They could be. But either way, a fun film. Oh, that was one other thing. And this is where the CG kind of worked for me. As it's running live here on the command center, I wanted to bring it up. When they're using the Tengu swords in the fight at the castle, and it leaves the trail,
The little glow
behind,
trail. Yeah.
it's not too apparent that it takes away from the scene.
I like
but
it.
it adds. It's see through enough that it just adds
Yeah.
to the speed and the feel of it. I really like that.
It made the sword look like it was a special sword type, like one of a kind, like a rare sword that they have.
Which it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it kind of made it feel more like some of the video games I like to play,
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that, where you get that feel.
Yeah.
And that
When
really
you get the
was
power
awesome.
up. You're like, hell
exactly.
yeah! I'm not losing this
yeah.
sword. Then you die 10 seconds after grabbing it.
Yeah, it just made it feel special. I really like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 47 Ronin, finally in the books. And you can give us your thoughts on it on Twitter at NoCellENT. On Instagram, we're also there at NoCellENT. We're also on Snapchat, NoCell Podcast. Facebook.com/NoCellEntertainment. You can also email us at contact us at NoCellEntertainment.com. You can also find this and many other podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and NoCellEntertainment.com.
What was that?
NoCellEntertainment.com.
One more time?
NoCellEntertainment.com. So yeah, there's a website there. It's awesome. And it's also there where you can find all of our contact information as well, where you can go to places and rate, subscribe, follow, tell everyone you know about No Cell Entertainment.
And so what's up next on the queue?
Damn it.
We just did a Keanu movie.
So this is number 40?
40.
This is the 40, folks.
Oy.
For the 40, we've got something special.
I don't like this.
Is it?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh.
It made grown men cry.
So, this is a movie I hate more than Godzilla. This is a movie.
You hate Godzilla? Oh, 98?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you gotta specify Godzilla 1998.
I hate this more than Zilla. This brings me more pain as a fan than
Yeah.
Zilla.
I've only seen parts of this movie, and I hated all parts.
I saw it opening weekend in theaters and have never been okay since.
You saw this in theaters?
Opening weekend.
I wanted to see this in theaters.
I know you did. You and Trevor wanted to see
We
it.
wanted to, but all the reviews was like, it's garbage.
I tried to stay away from reviews and everything. I tried pulling a you, and it. But next week, Dragon Ball Evolution. Not only a movie that we're going to painfully watch and review, we might even have help from an outside source. We're lining up things, folks, to make number 40 a very special podcast.
Ugh.
So,
Yeah.
look
Ugh.
forward to that.
This is.
Or just look forward to me painting over the fact that I get to watch Dragon Ball Evolution again. And I'll probably have to do the same thing I did the first time I watched the film and go back and watch the entire freaking anime again.
I'm watching the abridged right now.
The Abridged, anyway, if you haven't watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Team 4-Star is the best thing on the internet. But wait till next week, folks. We're going to have some fun with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, we are. Here's one of the best things about this next week's episode. Jeff and I have watched the show
Numerous times.
numerous times. Exactly. Zen here has no idea what she's getting into. She has been watching it with me because they've come out with Dragon Ball Super.
Yes.
So I'm watching the English version.
So you're on episode 3?
Yeah, but I watched the Spanish, the
Japanese
one on YouTube.
Yeah, of course, I have my Funimation account, so I watch every week the newest ones.
I know Gohan. And
She doesn't
Good
know.
news.
No, she doesn't know Go. She's like, that's Gohan, right?
Goku?
Yeah.
There you go.
Gohan ain't in this movie.
The little one named something on.
What little one?
The youngest one in Super.
Goten?
10?
Goten. Goten.
Yeah, Goten.
Yeah, he's fused with Trunks.
Yeah, Goten.
Gotenks.
Yeah. So in my mind,
And I
they're
know
always
who's-
fused because they're annoying as hell.
Goten's useless as fuck.
Yes.
Wait for next week's Dragon Ball talk, folks. Oh my god, this could be a 5-hour podcast.
It could be a 5, and
No!
I cannot wait.
It's not gonna be.
Chara. Ora umitomase.
I was in the English version like Dragon Ball Z. Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of
I'm
fun.
gonna hate you guys so much.
And with that being said,
Nerds.
hey,
Well, you have to.
its suck level is
It's
over
over
9,000.
But you have to find us at our Twitter accounts first.
Oh yeah, Twitter, Zen,
Oh, I'm producers.
Joey,
I might be going Super Saiyan at the Dasheen.
and of course I'm always collecting energy for the Spirit Bomb at the Mac THEMWACK for all those Ronin out there. And with that being said, for producer Zen, for Dashing Joseph Lessel, for all the Cybermen, I am the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. Good night.